but it is 3 p.m. here Eastern time in Boston. So I'd like to get started. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Allie. I'm a doctor of physical therapy as well as a nationally certified Pilates instructor. I founded the Pilates RX here in Boston. I practice there, but I also teach with the Community Online Academy all day on Thursdays. So I'm excited to bring you guys this class today. This is our midday stretch. It's a 30-minute movement-based class. We will save like 1 or 2 minutes at the end to go over any questions that come up, but this class is going to be almost entirely movement-based. So as we're working through the stretches, know that everyone's body is a little bit different. And so we're all dealing with aches and pains and tightness in different spots. I offer a number of ways to modify the program. So please listen to your body, take the modification that feels right for you. The point of this class is for you to leave feeling a little bit better. So nothing in this class should be painful. And if it is, you can always back off, modify, and hop back in when you're more comfortable. So we'll get started sitting in your chair. And once again, if you are just signing in, what you need is a chair where you can sit with your feet on the floor. So I'm going to meet you guys back at my chair. Make sure we have a good view there. Okay, and find a comfortable seat. So a position where you can feel your feet down on the floor. And I want you to actually look down at your feet for a second. A lot of times our 2 feet do different things, or they might turn out a little bit. I want you to look at your feet, make sure that they are symmetrical to one another, that they are both pushing down into the floor, and that they are parallel to one another. And that nice, equal, even grounding force can really help us as we get connected to the rest of our body. So sitting here, try and stack your spine as tall as it's been all day. Roll your shoulders down and back, and take a moment to just blink your eyes closed. Before we even start to get into our movement today, I want you to give yourself a moment of gratitude, a moment of thankfulness for taking this time out of your day to do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of movement, something that's really healthy for your body. So especially in this time that's very stressful for many of us, we're taking this time just to focus on you and how you're feeling. So start to think about how your body's doing from the very top of your head and scanning down to the tips of the toes. Knowing that there's not a right or wrong way for your body to feel. We're just noticing, we're just getting in touch with how our body is doing in this moment. And as you sit here, feel the grounding and sinking of your feet into the floor. At the same time, feel your head lifting up as though there's a little string pulling you right up towards the ceiling. And as you're noticing those differences in your body, start to imagine your breath and see if you can tune your attention to where your breath is going. See if you can start to take your inhales in through your nose and your exhales out through the mouth. And I don't want you to force it here. It should be comfortable, breathing at your body's natural rhythm. But see if you can use that pattern, taking your inhale in through the nose and that exhale out through your mouth. On these next couple, as you take your inhale breath in through the nose, when you exhale out, see if you can blow out as though you're blowing out through a straw or perhaps blowing out birthday candles. Continue to lift the top of your head longer and taller, taking a deep inhale in through the nose and an exhale breath out through the mouth. Feel the belly and the rib cage almost relax as they fill with air and start to contract and close as you exhale, letting that air go. Notice with each of your exhalations that your shoulders sink down away from your ears a little bit heavier than they did on the last time. Try twice more like that. A big inhale, breath in, exhale out and let it go. And once more here, take a big inhale, breath in, and an exhale to release. Good. Now I'll go ahead and open up your eyes. Allow your arms to hang down by your side. So they're not resting on the chair, they're just hanging by your side. I want you to imagine like you have heavy weights in your hands. Really let your shoulders sink. Now, keeping that sinking feeling, we're going to fight against it and lift the shoulders up, circle them down and around. So with your hands hanging, continue to start these big circles by pulling up against that imaginary weight and sinking the shoulders down, feeling the tractioning of your arms down towards the floor. As you're circling your shoulders, notice if the weight under your feet has changed. Can you continue to ground into your feet, curling and rolling the shoulders up and back? We have 3 more and 2 more. And last time we reverse those circles. Same thing, opposite direction. See if you can circle the shoulders up, around, and forward, and up, around, and forward. Get even taller and longer through the top of the head. Be gentle here, but know it's normal to hear some clicking and popping as we move. 3 more, 2 more, and once more here. Now we're gonna take that into a bigger overhead arm movement with a little stretch for our wrists. So we're gonna take an inhale breath, reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, bring your palms together, keep them pushing together. As you exhale, close your arms by your side. And I want you to push your wrists down. You're gonna feel a nice stretch through your forearms as you push your hands down low. Again, we inhale, reach the arms up, bring the hands together. Exhale, push your hands together like you're giving yourself a high five as you lower your arms down. Good. Inhale, reach up, hands together. Exhale, push the heels of your hands together as you drop back down. 2 more. We inhale, reach up, find the hands together, push the hands together, dropping down. 1 more time there. We inhale, lift, get tall, hands together, push the hands together as you lower down and take a gentle rest. Good. Now from here, go ahead and separate your feet a little wider than hip distance. You can reach your arms up overhead, and we're going to dive and roll the spine forward. So gently allowing the spine to melt forward, fingertips tap to the mat if you can. If not, that's okay. And you can even walk the hands in front of you, allowing your head to hang heavy. In this position, you may feel a little pinching in your hips. You can always push your feet down into the mat or modify with your elbows on your knees and just resting forward. We'll try 1 more deep breath like this, and then gently come on up and walk the feet together. Good. Now we'll take this into a little rotation. So continue to lift your spine tall, open that left arm out to the side, right arm in the opposite direction, like yay, we're doing jazz hands here. And you're gonna take your right hand, rotating to give your left hand a high five, and gently opening out to the side. We exhale, turn, follow that right hand with your eyes, and open out to the side. Now you may not be able to actually tap your hands together, and that's okay. See if you can really stretch your fingertips in the opposite direction and allow your chest to gently turn as though you might tap the hands together. 3 more. And open on up. That's it. Last 2. And we open 1 more time here. Open on out, drop your right hand down and left arm up. We'll do the same thing opposite side. Exhale as you rotate, tapping the left hand towards the right, and open on up. This side is a little bit tighter for me. And you can know that it is normal to have a little bit of difference from side to side, especially when we do this upper body rotation. And that has to do with us having a dominant arm here. Good. Twice more. We rotate and lift. 1 more time here. We gently twist and lift and lower the arms down. Once again, give the shoulders a good roll, restack, lift the spine, add a little tuck to your chin. Think of lengthening the back of your neck. Now from here, check your feet. They should be parallel to one another, grounded down into the mat. We're going to use that to take this into a little bit of hip stretching. So take your left ankle right on top of your right thigh. And if that is far too intense or you can't get it there, walk your right leg away from you so that your leg lowers down a little bit. If you want a deeper stretch, walk your right foot in nice and close. If you still want to deepen that stretch, pick your chest up tall, keeping your back flat. So hinge forward rather than rounding and collapsing forward. And you should feel a quite deep stretch in the outside of your left hip. If that feels like pulling, pain, pinching, back off a little bit. This should just feel like a light stretch. And as you stretch here, try that feeling of traction of your arms down. Let them hang heavy. Keep your gaze just off in the distance in front of you. Taking your deep inhales in through the nose and your exhale breath out through the mouth. Try once more like that. Another inhale, breath in, and an exhale, breath out. Good. Now we're going to sit on up, but cross that left leg all the way over your right. So your two knees are crossed. If you cannot do this, you can always stack your feet next to one another. If you can cross your legs, that's great. We're going to sit the spine tall. Take the outside of the right hand to the outside of your left leg and gently rotate and twist to the left. In this position, use the leverage of your right hand pushing against your leg to twist you a little bit deeper. See if you can pick your spine up tall. If this is too much for your left shoulder, just rest it on the chair next to you instead of having it extended out to the side. If it feels okay, extend it out to the side. See if you can reach it up to the ceiling and continue to press into your right hand. Drop it back. See if you can twist even a bit deeper. We try one more. We reach up, get tall, open, get a little bit deeper, hold. And then we come back to the center, unlock your, uncross your legs and open them a little bit wider than hip distance. Once again, we'll dive forward and allow our hands to rest onto the floor if you can. If you can't, you can always rest your elbows onto your knees here. So any of those options are fine. Walk your fingertips forward, let your head hang heavy. Take a big inhale, breath. And an exhale, go ahead and gently walk yourself on up. Walk your feet back to that parallel alignment. Take your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Stack the spine tall. Now, if this is too much, walk the left thigh away. If it doesn't feel like enough, walk it in a little bit closer until you feel a stretch, but not pain or pulling on the outside of your right hip. If you want to deepen a bit further, stack the spine tall. Take a hip hinge to bend your spine forward and allow your arms to hang down by your side. This one, again, it can be quite intense. So just let your breath be comfortable. Let it be natural. Think of lifting up tall through the top of the head and gently tipping forward, feeling the weight of your hands pulling you down towards the floor. We'll take another big, deep inhale breath here and an exhale, breath out. Once more, another inhale, breath in. And an exhale, release and cross the right leg all the way over the left. And again, you can stack them right next to one another if you cannot. So from here, take the outside of your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Gently rotate and twist, looking towards your right hand back behind you. Use the leverage of your left hand, pushing into your thighs to stack your spine tall, gently rotating to look back towards your right hand. Drop your shoulders away from the ears. Notice if you started to slump, can you sit tall, tall, and taller as you gently twist to the side, taking your expansive inhale breath into your rib cage and exhaling out through the mouth. Now we'll add that overhead reach here if you'd like and reach it back, gently twist a bit deeper. Try once more. We lift up and gently reach back, twist deeper. And then we'll come back to the center. Open up the legs up right here for the last time. Go ahead and dive the fingertips forward. Hopefully it feels a little bit looser this time. And walk your hands out. If you would like, you can continue to modify with your elbows on your knees. That's an excellent option here as well. We'll try one more deep breath like this. And then walk back through the center. Okay, so I know you guys can't see my feet here, but I want you to look down at your own feet. Check that they are parallel. Think of your toes here like fans. So our toes can get really stiff, especially if we've been sitting a lot, we haven't been using our feet. I want you to spread out your toes as wide as they can and press them into the mat. So almost like little web feet. As you push your toes down, now start to lift and lower your heels. The toes don't leave the mat, and I want you to lower the heels down so slowly and gently, like you're landing on a really spiky surface, and you want to be delicate on your heels. As you lift and lower, go really slow on the way down, and notice how it probably feels a little bit shaky. Most of us are quite weak in this muscle. This is called our soleus, which is one of our calf muscles. that works only when the knees are bent. So sitting down is actually a great way to help build up a little bit of endurance there. Good. Lift and gently lower, lift and gently lower. The calves are an excellent thing that you can work on in the middle of the day, especially if you tend to get a little bit of pooling, swelling in your legs. The calf muscle works like a pump to return blood back to our heart, recirculate it through the body. Good. 3 more. Drop them down, and 2. One more time there and drop back down. Excellent. So we're going to take this up into standing with a couple of what I would call sit to stands or squats. So a few options here, but I want everyone to start sitting right up on the edge of their chair. Look down at your feet. They should stay parallel to one another. You're still gripping the ground with your toes. Tip your nose forward, over your toes, reach forward, and stand up tall. From here, let the fingertips fall forward, get your nose over your toes, and gently sit back down. Reach forward, push into your feet, stand tall. Fingertips reach forward and gently sit back down. Now this movement is one that's tricky. I know it's hard for a lot of people, but we do it all day. So it's something that is worth practicing. It's also a full body exercise here. So I know this will get your blood pumping a little bit. If you're having a lot of pain here, you can modify by just sitting down partway and then standing up tall. But remember, you want to sit back so that your nose goes over your toes and then stand up, not bending the knees first. So notice I'm sitting hips, then knees, standing up tall. Hips back, then knees, and standing up tall. We have 3 more. Lower down, get nose over toes, push into your feet, reach tall. Fingertips reach forward, nose over toes, we sit down. 2 more, nose over toes, push into the feet, get tall. Nose over toes, and sit back down. And we're gonna hold it up on this one. So push into your feet, stand tall, and hold. From here, keeping the feet parallel underneath your body, push down into your feet, lift your ribs and spine up tall. Start to march your knees up as high as you can. Okay, I have been moving all day. I've got very flexible hips here, but if your movement is smaller, that's okay. I want you to just lift your knees up and in as close as you can. Notice if you're doing a lot of side to side movement, I want you to imagine like you're in the panes of a toaster oven. Try and keep your hips nice and steady as you lift the knee up and in towards your belly. Notice if at the same time your body is starting to lean backwards. Can you keep your spine up tall, long, and lifted? For those of you where this is feeling pretty easy, bring your arms overhead. Continue to lift. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, last time. Now you can continue with that pattern, but if you'd like to add a gentle rotation, elbow to knee, stand tall. Opposite elbow to knee and stand tall. And they may not tap. You can kind of aim them towards one another. This is using that same gentle rotation that we did sitting down a little bit earlier. So work within what's comfortable. You can also just work to cross your knees across your body with your hands on your hips. If your shoulders are sensitive here, 4 more. 3, 2, last time. Excellent. Good. And draw your arms down by your side. We're going to go into our full calf raises. So we use the soleus when we were sitting down. We're going to use our gastrocnemius, which is the bigger calf muscle in the back, standing up. So feet are parallel. I'll turn to the side so you guys can see here. Pushing down into the feet, we start to lift onto the toes and lower. Lift to the toes and lower. So notice I'm not using lots and lots of momentum to help me come up. I'm thinking of just getting taller through the top of my head and gently lowering back down. And again, we're lowering down onto that really spiky surface here. So we're lifting up, softly lowering down, lifting up, softly lowering. Make sure when you look down at your feet that they're still parallel to one another. A lot of times when our calf muscles are weak, we want to turn our toes out a little bit, or you might feel your ankles wiggle wobbling. Imagine like you have a little pillow between your knees, between your ankles, that's keeping your legs together. Good. 5 more. And 4, I promise we're getting a good stretch in for these next 3. And 2, Once more here, good, and lower it down. Okay, so this is a stretch that's normally done with a wall. If you need support, you feel really off balance, find a wall that you can hold on to, but I think most of you guys should be okay trying this without. So we're gonna turn to the side, step the right foot in front, your left foot behind. Now I want your left leg to be straight. So notice it if it's a little bit bent or your body's turned a little bit, you're gonna face your right foot, push your left heel to the floor. So let me adjust the camera just a tiny bit so you guys can see my feet on the floor. I know you'll miss my head here, but I'm dropping my left heel to the floor. So think of pushing backwards in the heel, while at the same time pushing forward with my right foot. So it's like I'm trying to rip my mat in half. I'm gonna get a really nice stretch through my left calf doing that. So gently rotate your chest forward so you're facing your right toes. You can take a deeper stance if it feels like not enough, or a more shallow stance if it's too intense. So find the right distance for your body where you can push the left heel down onto the mat behind you. Roll your shoulders down and back. Keep pushing that heel away actively. We'll hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step forward, shake it out. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time, keep your left foot in front, right foot steps back behind you, and I'm straightening my knee and then stepping the heel down. Now, if you were holding onto a wall, you can absolutely do that here. I'm going to point my hips forward towards my left foot, tip my nose forward, and press that right foot back behind me. I know you guys can't see that, but I am actively pushing that foot away, pushing my left foot forward, like I'm spreading the mat wider. And that'll give me a nice deep stretch through my right calf. And we'll take another big deep breath in here. And then step all the way up and together. Excellent. Now we'll take this into a forward fold. So reach your fingertips up tall overhead. Take a long inhale. As you exhale, start to dive, rolling the spine forward like there's a fence in front of you. If you need to bend your knees, you can, and allow your head to hang heavy, maybe even tapping your fingertips to the floor. Take a big, deep inhale breath here. As you exhale, push down into your feet, start to roll, restack, lifting the fingertips up nice and tall. Bring your arms down by your side. We're going to try 2 more. I'll adjust the camera so you guys can have a better view here. Go ahead and inhale to lift tall. As you exhale, dive once again, rolling forward, head, shoulders, upper back, mid back, low back, letting the head hang down. Shake your head yes and no. Let your shoulders roll a little bit. Maybe even hug your elbows towards one another. And on your next exhale, breath, push down into the mat. Start to roll all the way up. Fingertips reach up tall to the ceiling. We try 1 more just like that. Inhale, reach long, get taller. As you exhale, dive, rolling the spine forward, 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 allowing the head to hang heavy. Soft bend to the knees, shake your head out, push down into your feet, take another big expansive inhale breath in here, and an expansive exhale breath out, push into your feet, curl, rolling all the way on up tall. Hold your fingertips up this time. Keep pushing the feet down. We're going to take a gentle spine twist. So 1 finger reaches in front, 1 back, reach both up to the ceiling, and exhale, gently twist to the opposite side. So I'm keeping my feet planted. In fact, I'm actively pushing my feet into the mat below me as I twist and use the leverage of my arms to gently turn my spine. Now, if you need to modify, you can do bent elbows here as though you're making a goalpost position. You can also keep your hands even on your chest and just gently turn your spine. You get a little bit less leverage that way, but for any kind of shoulder discomfort, that may be more comfortable. Good. 3 more. Lift on up, lift and twist. Good. We have 2 more. Let your breath be comfortable and natural here. Good. And once more. And we twist, lifting up, get tall, and gently twist. Good. And then find yourself in a comfortable position. We're going to come back down to our seat to finish class. So I'll just readjust there. Once you are pretty sure your seat is behind you in a stable position, reach your fingertips out in front, nose over toes, and gently allow yourself to take that comfortable seat. So as you sit down here again, notice how your body is feeling in this moment. Hopefully it's a little bit more energized. We're going to take one last stretch here. If you have armrests, you can use that. If you don't, you're going to just scoot all the way forward to the front of your chair, reaching your hands to the chair behind you. So I'll show you guys kind of from the side. I'm reaching my hands imaginary to that chair behind me, and I'm going to push my chest open to find a little extension in the back. So hands go back, they find the chair, and I push to open, maybe lightly gazing up to the ceiling. And then I release my arms, kind of sink forward. Lift tall, bring the hands back behind me, push to open up the chest, letting your belly open like you're getting a little extension stretch, and then allow your arms to reach forward. I'll show from the shoulder rest this last time. Reach the chest back, open, gaze up to the ceiling, and then gently sink forward and restack, find your center. We're going to finish the movement-based part of our class with breath work just like we began. So recheck your feet, feel them grounded and parallel, strong into the floor. Pick your spine up tall, especially through the top of your head. We take an inhale, breath in here. Exhale, out and release. Another inhale, get long, get tall, and exhale out to let it go. Once more, we inhale, lift long and tall, and exhale, release. Gently let it go, shake it out, and give yourself a pat on the back. Say thank you for taking this time out of your day to do this movement. So